I am Natalie Wanjiru in Nairobi, and we welcome our viewers from around the world and in the country to Let's Talk Nairobi. This is a show that concerns major global issues concerning politics, art and culture, science and technology, sport and education. On to our top stories. Legal censorship of online content could be much easier in Mexico due to recently approved changes to the country's copyright laws. The Mexican Senate passed a bill that modified the federal copyright law, enabling judges to order the removal of internet content that allegedly violates copyright law without needing to prove it in court or by sentence. The bill allows the suspension and removal of public content and includes precautionary measures against the equipment that enables the spread of such content. Approval of these changes was given hastily without following legislative procedures. Peppa Pig, a famous children's cartoon from China, has gotten too naughty for China's censors and has been added to its censorship list. The company has removed more than 30,000 videos of the cheerful pink character and made the term Peppa Pig unsearchable on associated websites, on claims that the cartoon is inciting a subculture associated with the term Shehurian, a term that refers to hooligans with a triad background. In China, a triad background is commonly known as a branch of any one of number of transnational organized crime syndicates. Its association with the term has caused the risk of total banishment from the country, and the fans in China are saddened by this. A now famous movie, Rafiki, translated friend from Kiswahili, has gained a lot of attention in the media over the past month after it was chosen for screening and nomination at the Cannes Film Festival held in France, following its banishment here in its home country, Kenya. The film, in summary, is about two young Kenyan girls who find love and comfort in each other as they seek to understand life after high school. KFCB Chief Executive Officer Ezekiel Mutua has seen it not fit for viewing even to adults of sound mind because it is too risky to society and can therefore spread homosexuality to the innocent minds of our children. The director of the film, Wanuri Kahio, refused to alter the film and, as per his request, and opted for an adult rating, which the officer denied. Therefore, there have since been many reports and interviews concerning censorship of the arts and the limits he is trying to cause to freedom of expression, which is very necessary for artists to thrive. So you can tweet me on Let's Talk Nairobi on Twitter, on social media, Let's Talk Nairobi. And for now, we can listen to our correspondent across the board. I am here at Daystar University, where we are discussing with students about what they think about Ezekiel Mutua's new laws in licensing of film and the banning of films. We are here to talk about specifically Rafiki and what he thinks and what the students think should be done or what shouldn't be done. Many of the students are saddened by what he is saying because it will cripple their creativity. Many students are saddened by what he has said and the laws that he has put out because it cripples their creativity. We are at Daystar University because it is a university that studies media, and most of the students use their creativity in order to make their film and their audio production. Therefore, we spoke to some students, and some are for it because they are against homosexuality. Some believe that homosexuality is a disease, and in this movie it will be spread. While others believe that sexuality is subjective, just like moral values are subjective to a person. Therefore, he has no right to ban a movie out of his own moral values, while everyone shares their own different moral values. Reporting from Daystar, back to you. Thank you for that to our correspondent. And now, as you tweet us on Let's Talk Nairobi, let me read some of the tweets that you have already sent in. Thomas Olang on Twitter says, "Go uncle, you're doing great. The banishment of what he's doing is what we need for the future." Beatrice Ushu says, "This man will be the end of this generation. What happened to nurturing the youth and their talents?" Send us more of your insights and your tweets, and do you agree with the statements of what we have said? Remember, our major story is on Rafiki and Ezekiel Mutua's licensing laws and banishment of freedom of expression. Is he right to do this, or is he not? Is there a limit, and is there not? Welcome back to the show. Right now we have 3 panelists in studio to talk to us about what they feel about Ezekiel Mutua and the banishment of the movie Rafiki. Jane Juguna, the owner of Creative's Garage Studios. So to one of our panelists, I have a question for you. What exactly are your thoughts on Ezekiel Mutua's new laws? Do you think what he poses on us will help us progress as a country creatively?
I personally don't support the idea because I feel like it's inflicting our own moral values when it's meant to be our own, not like the choice of people, not like forced upon us. Exactly. So,
do you think it's limiting freedom of expression?
Of course, like I feel like a movie like that was more about expressing certain emotions, and restricting that actually makes it seem like you're forced to be a certain way, act a certain way, movies are meant to be a certain way, and so I just don't know about how it's going to be in the future. I just wish that like we should understand that it's not about being sexual or forcing it upon people. It's about the self-expression and the need to put it out, move out.
In light of that, where do you think we should go as a country creatively?
My name is Cynthia Aurelia Wanjiku, a scriptwriter, a director. In short, I'm a filmmaker, and I love doing what I do. First of all, Rafiki could have been a great movie. It could have pulled so many people to watch it at the cinemas. KFCB banning it didn't make sense for so many people, especially for people who are artistic or people who want to express what they are feeling. It didn't make sense. So KFCB banning it, I don't think their work is banning, their work is rating, and they could have rated it. And even though they could have said 21 years and above, we could have accepted it. But banning it completely, it didn't make sense.
Do you think the careers of the future generations are secure under such laws?
Just the fact that he's doing this right now, it should scare every artistic or every creator anywhere, not even in Kenya, in the world, because these are the people they're called dream killers. These are the people let me tell you, the fact that you can ban a movie just because it has lesbians inside it, it's like you putting your head inside the sand and forgetting like this other world exists. Because number one, we have to accept that these things are there. Even the Bible says in the last days there'll be homosexuals. So like, let's just accept the fact that let's mind our businesses. In short, let's just mind our businesses. If they don't hurt you in a way, or they don't, like, it's just a messed up situation. And there's nothing as bad as trying to pull an artistic person inside a box. We don't fit inside boxes. We are created to, we don't even have boxes. We are just free people. That's how we live. So him banning and putting his laws doesn't make sense at all. For an artistic person, this is your high time to raise your voice. Let your voice be heard, because if this continues, there will be no film industry, there will be no music industry, and we are trying as much as possible to grow. We'll remain the same place. We are just stagnant. We should be growing like Nollywood. Riverwood is coming and taking over, and the film industry in Kenya is just stagnant. Let us not allow Ezekiel Mutua put us inside a box. Let us be creative. Let your voice be heard. And if there's a petition people are signing, go and sign. It's time for you to be heard.
What about in other African countries, or even in Hollywood, where they have censorship, but still, isn't it the work of the parents to censor what their children watch, not the work of KFCB?
I think Kenyans really need to go out and talk about this. Don't just be social media warriors and make it trend. Make it be heard. We want to watch this movie because it's high time for us to like. Because the banning of the movie doesn't make sense because we watch movie from outside the country that has LGBT and we don't find it wrong. So him saying that he's banning the movie just to make this morally right doesn't make sense. Yeah, we have to watch the movie in short, yes.
And lastly, if you were to talk to Wanuri Kahio right now, what would you tell her? What would you say to her?
Oh, hail the queen. Oh, hail Wanuri Kahio. Like, you are the baddest. You are that one person we needed because it only takes one person to open the door. Like, all this time people have been trying to put. We are tired of watching house helps. We are tired of watching these other things that don't make sense for us because we have grown as a country. We are no longer, because even a baby grows from being a toddler, walks, now can run. We are tired of being still taken as toddlers. We can handle these things. And for Wanuri to come and shoot an LGBT movie just to show like, yes, there are these people in our society, she did a very good job. And for people who have been bashed before, like you can't talk about certain things, it's a taboo. Welcome, this is Africa. Thank you, Wanuri.
All right, thank you to our panelists, and get back to us on Let's Talk Nairobi on Twitter. At Let's Talk Nairobi on Twitter. Thank you. I'm Natalie Wanjiru and welcome back to Let's Talk Nairobi. Just after our panelists were talking to us and gave us their opinions on what they think about Ezekiel Mutua and the freedom of speech in art and culture, we got in a few more tweets, and the most interesting one is from here, Samson Nitu. And Samson says, I understand what he's trying to do, but I do not think he has done enough research or even involved himself enough with the youth to make such decisions for himself. It seems selfish. Samson Nitu, we shall not comment on that, but you are right. You are right. And before we close off the show, the conversation continues. Don't hesitate to talk to us on Let's Talk Nairobi on Twitter. The conversation continues in the country and to all those concerned. And the question we pose to you is there a limit to the freedom of expression, and should there be? Do you think Kenya is at par with local issues like the rest of the world? And where is the disconnect? Let us know on our Facebook and Twitter pages at Let's Talk Nairobi. I am Natalie Wanjiru, your host. See you next time.